Where does James Earl Jones go to get his voiceover back? Joining me now, Mike Davis, president of the Article 3 Project, and Saul Weisenberg, former deputy independent counsel and Fox News contributor. Mike, let's start with you. In originally justifying this gag order, Merchan said in one of his orders, he said, this pattern of attacking family members of presiding jurists and attorneys assigned to the case serves no legitimate purpose. So he's justifying the gag. Doesn't go both ways, though, right? I mean, for the people attacking Trump.
Yeah, let's get this straight. We have this key witness, Michael Cohen, who is a convicted perjurer and a disbarred attorney making money trashing Trump. We have the top prosecutor, Matthew Colangelo, deployed from the number 3 office in the Biden Justice Department. You have the judge's adult daughter, Lauren Merchan, making millions, raising millions off of this criminal trial, requiring the judge's recusal under New York statute. And you have a Manhattan jury pool that voted 87% for Joe Biden. But if President Trump or his campaign points out any of these facts, Judge Juan Merchan, this Democrat judge who donated to Biden, is threatening to put Trump in prison.
I mean, there was a fairly tense exchange earlier today between one of Trump's attorneys and the judge, apparently, when he was asked to clarify the gag order. Judge Merchan said he understands there is a political campaign, but there's also a criminal trial, and that there's no ambiguity in the gag order, telling the defense, if there is doubt, just steer clear. But when the defense then tried to bring up another point, Merchan apparently cut her off and said, I'm not going to go arguing with you. Saul, does this, I don't know, does this sound like a normal kind of back and forth in the courtroom today over this?
There's nothing normal about this case in any way, and this judge is remarkably thin-skinned. And as we've spoken about before, I don't think there's any question that this gag order is overbroad, and the parts that are overbroad violate the First Amendment. And I also think the judge's comments about it not being ambiguous are clearly wrong. When you read that order, it can be interpreted very broadly regarding what Trump can and can't say about, as Mike pointed out, the very relevant fact that the judge should have recused himself because his daughter is basically somebody who runs Democratic ads for Adam Schiff and other people and makes millions of dollars. And there is a very solid argument that he should recuse himself. And the idea that Trump can't even talk about the judge's daughter as part of the recusal issue is just shocking to me.
Well, when this order came out, Mike, the judge also said that the normal David versus Goliath analysis that you apply to gag orders, really indicating that your impetus shouldn't be toward the gag order because the defendant is, David. In this case, the analysis, he said, didn't apply because of Trump's power and reach and ability to affect the way people feel and are. Is that the way you apply that traditional gag order analysis?
Not at all. Gag orders protect criminal defendants going through the process, not the government. This is clearly unconstitutional. It is a sword of Damocles over a criminal defendant's head. If he speaks out against the judge, the prosecutor, the staff, the witnesses, their biases, or the process, this judge has threatened to throw him in jail. This sounds more like a criminal conspiracy under 18 U.S.C. 241 to violate the constitutional rights of President Trump.
Saul, any documentary or other evidence directly linking President Trump to any violation of the law that would indicate this felony statute should have ever been charged? So far, at least.
I don't think so. With respect to this statute, I reread the opening statement of the prosecution this morning, and remember, the charge is falsification of business records, which is a misdemeanor unless you're trying to cover up another crime. The crime allegedly that Trump and company were trying to cover up was election fraud or election interference, and it's just not there. You're talking about conduct that is a basic part of the American political tradition. Under this test, every candidate for every party for president in the last 100 years would be guilty. You can't try to cover up an embarrassing story. What about the Clinton campaign? Remember they had a bimbo eruption squad?
Oh, yeah.
And their job was to crush the bimbos and to get affidavits from them. It's just preposterous.
Yeah,
so in my
remember
view,
Jim
it's
Carville?
the underlying...
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
when he
that whole-
said
that whole-
Ken Starr is one mistake away from having his kneecaps busted. That was what Jim Carville said.
Mike and Saul, we got to roll, but excellent analysis as always. Thank you.